Hi guys, I'm Mark.
Hi guys, I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and today we are going to be trying this Augustiner Lagerbier Hell.
Yeah, you must obviously recognise the Augustiner brand. I mean, obviously we've done the elder stuff before, the royal barley, wasn't it? The royal ingredients, if you remember. It brings back memories, obviously, from our first, I think that was our first ever review day, was when we did the elder stuff. That's the first time I think we sat down, wasn't it?
It was our first ever review day. It does bring back some memories, but the end of it is probably quite hazy, to be fair.
I blame that on the Idaho 7 that we did,
the homebrew one.
The New England IPA, the mystery one where, yeah, this is 5%, and then a few pints down below you can hardly see. So.
Didn't we end up just sat outside in my garden till about 2 o'clock in the morning that day?
We did. I do not remember going home, and it's probably the worst hangover I've had in about 10 years. So.
In fact, I'm just going to pop up on the screen now a picture of Penny sat outside in the garden on that day.
Looks a good day, doesn't it? Looks a great day. So, obviously, with the current rules, obviously we're attempting a virtual one, isn't it? So we're not actually obviously in the same room, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, but I think that doing this, at least we're going to be able to get some reviews out rather than just sitting and drinking alone. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah,
I've obviously got the guest reviewer that's here. So with us being at home, he is inseparable from me, so he's going to have to stay here. But he won't be drinking any, hopefully. So obviously we'll go. I mean, if you want to see more about the Augustiner, obviously go back and look at the elder stuff, the sort of the royal barley episode. The link's at the top, so that'll give you a link back to the first videos. So on Beer Advocate, this is number one. It's classed as the number one Helles style lager. So, and I think it's 1,999th in terms of rated of their whole beers on it. So obviously rating number one. However, when I went on to Untapped, this wasn't even in the top 50, I think, for the Helles style lager. So, and I think it got this. So it got 93 out of 100 for the Beer Advocate, but for the Untapped only got 3.6 out of 5. So I guess it just sort of shows really how much flavour and taste is sort of, it's personal to yourself, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, massively, and probably people watching this as well, they'll look at some of the scores we give some of these beers and think, yeah, that's not what I think, but everyone's different. Like the Thornbridge Florida Vice, for example, that one that we tried.
Marmite, really.
Yeah, really is a Marmite drink. That some people absolutely love it and rave about it, but for us, me especially, I don't think you actually liked it very much either, did you, Penny? But it wasn't.
No. But there's people out there that like that sort of beer, and it is a real craft beer, that the Thornbridge, wasn't it? So, and I'd be interested. I mean, all our friends drink this, don't they? And they keep saying to us, and I think we were the one that actually sort of told them about the sort of style beer, and they kept telling us, going, oh, you've got to review it, so we're going to review it. But
so, can you just remind me again the difference between sort of like a Helles type lager beer and more of a Pilsner? We expected this to be a bit maybe slightly darker, more golden, and a bit maltier than a Pilsner.
Well, maybe not darker. I mean, obviously, Helles stands for light. So it should be more. You should be getting the straw colour beer. I think it more comes from the flavour that should be expected. I mean, they're both lagers, both bottom fermented beers, but obviously you're getting that sort of spicy aroma from the sort of hops of the region. A lot more sort of hops at the end of the boil, whereas I imagine this to be a bit more malt front, and just probably use something like Hallertau's to do the slight bittering. But yeah, I'm expecting a lot more maltiness from this compared to your Pilsner, which you'd expect a bit more sort of aroma and your sours from, especially when we're smelling it. More biscuity.
This is going to be a fun one then, isn't it?
Yes.
Shall we get this into the glass and see how it looks?
So just before we go, just obviously, like I mentioned before, it's the working man, construction man's half, the original. The label's not been changed for 20 years, so it's very much sort of retro style in sort of Germany. So.
Can you remind me? Do you remember off the top of your head what the lady on the top of the bottle cap was for?
We never got round to it. No, we never found out. I did some research and I couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. It's like with Paulana, when I tried to find out who the guy was on the cap. I messaged Paulana, I couldn't, no one come back to me. But I mean, if anyone knows watching this video and they can comment below, that would be great.
I mean, this is a tasty looking beer so far.
Yeah, it really is that light straw colour that we expected, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I'm just going to get my camera to focus on that.
I mean, that's...
And that is as clear as you can get it, really.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that looks beautiful. Nice looking head, crystal clear. It's a lighter colour than I thought it'd be, to be honest, but it's, you know, it's a lovely sort of straw colour.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we should be, you know, like I say, the Helles is for the light. It is that, you should be getting that. That is straw colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. Like I say, it's clear as day, that isn't it? It's clear as night.
I mean, you know, they've been doing it for a long time. It is a big commercial brewery. They're not really what you'd describe as craft now by any stretch of the imagination, I don't think, are they? So you'd kind of expect this, but, you know, you can't deny whoever's made it, it's a very fantastic looking beer, even at 10:30 in the morning, which is what time we've started today, because we've got a lot of beers to get through today. So our wives, our partners are probably going to hate us later on. But this is a really good looking beer for 10:30 in the morning. I mean, I don't know about you because I can't really see yours, Penny, but the head on mine, it's still there a bit, but it has gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, it has gone down,
quickly.
but it's still holding it. It's still got a bit of a tight head. What, maybe on my thumb for the Americans, I would say ½ an inch. For the British, what's that? Just a centimetre or just over a centimetre maybe of head on mine. So.
Finish, top up my glass there, get the rest of it in, and I think I'm probably going to give that. It's, you know, I can't really give it anything less than a 9 out of 10 for looks, because it's just spot on.
Yeah, I mean, a 9 for me, just in there, because like you say, how can they improve it? Maybe the head lasts around maybe a little bit long. I don't know. It's great. It's exactly what it should be. It's what we said it would. We expected it. Nice tight wedge, head 9. So yeah, 9 for me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I can actually. I've got a bit of the aroma already, even from sat quite far back. But I'm going to dive in for a sniff now and just
I'm actually getting some hops from that.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely smell that it's going to be a more malty beer compared to some of the other ones that we've had. And, you know, you can pick that up already.
But I'm getting pepperiness and spiciness as well as the maltiness. I mean, if you remember when we did the Hofbrau, all we could smell was biscuit. It was like there was no hops at all. But and definitely, it's got some aroma in this, hasn't it? So
yeah, I mean, it's got almost like. It's going to sound like a bad word, but I don't mean it in this way. But the hop aroma is almost a bit of a stale type smell, if that makes sense. It's not bad, but it just almost like hang on.
I mean, it's like go on.
Like a damp leaves kind of scent.
Sort of like when it rains and you can smell outside.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe it's like. There's no bad off notes for me with this. I can see what you're getting at, but maybe stale is sort of giving it the wrong word. I don't know.
It smells very clean actually.
Yes.
Like after at the end of the smell, there's nothing left. It's not lingering or anything.
No.
It smells like clean. But I don't think it's going to be a really crisp light beer. I don't think that. I think it is.
No, if it's going to have a bit of mouthfeel left and biscuitiness, is that what you're
Yeah. You keep saying biscuit, mate.
But I mean, in terms of score, I mean, it's never going to score high because it's a lager. It's never going to be up there like your New England IPAs, which are going to be full of things. But for a lager, I was going to give it maybe a 6.7 because there is Aroma. Do you know what I mean?
I think high 6 is not far enough to go into the 7s, so I'm probably going to give it a 6.8 for the Aroma. For me.
Which is not bad for a lager. You know what I mean? It's not going to blow us away. Like I say, some beers are built for scoring high in some categories and some aren't. So And lager's definitely not going to be blowing people away with aromas, is it? So
no, and it's all about how we get a well-rounded score,
Yes.
so that you haven't got one beer that just tastes great and it tops all the charts, even
Yes.
though it looks rubbish, smells of nothing at all, and just has and costs £15 a bottle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I am looking forward to this though, regardless
Yes.
of time. So let's dive in and give it a try. Cheers.
Cheers. Is the burp line at yours?
Burp lines pop round to my house. Yeah, carbonation's great actually.
Yes.
You know, just going to touch on that. It's really such tight, small bubbles. Sometimes you get a beer and the carbonation's almost like Coca-Cola type carbonation, like something's gone wrong with it.
in the glass, and really hard on your tongue.
Yeah, but this, it's like the bubbles. It's just like a really fine, light sparkle, but you can tell that it's carbonated. And again, another phrase that I've used before is this beer is a really long taste.
Yes,
It's
it does
not
linger,
like-
doesn't it?
Yeah, and the flavour is just still developing in my mouth, and you've got the bitterness at the back end from the early edition hops is really nice. You've got there is that biscuit flavour which is there and still developing in my mouth as well. There's no real sort of like hop flavour from any late editions or anything like that. Real Burt line's still here. But overall, it's a really, really nice beer. It's got bitterness, but not too bitter. There is a nice malty base to it, but no real hop flavour. But it is very nice and refreshing as well.
Yeah. What about the crispness? Would you describe this as a crisp beer? You know, if you compare it to like a Peroni sort of thing.
No, I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't
I
describe
wasn't-
this as a crisp beer. I think it's
No.
a bit more malty than that.
Yes.
It's not fully dried out with whatever yeast they use.
It's
So there's still a bit of that texture almost in there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the sort of coat your mouth, the sort of thing, like when you have a bit of a fizzy drink, almost, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. I mean, it's difficult. It's not blown me away when I've read that it's #1 Hell's beer. Do you know what I mean? I'm expecting something like of greatness.
I suppose maybe that's something that we spoke about before. Beer Advocate, mainly American,
Yes.
or based in America anyway. Have they got more reviewers from America? Is their palate different from a UK taste? Because where did you say this? Where did you say this was on the on Untapped? Was that?
Oh well, it wasn't in the top 50 of Hell style lagers.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, big difference in opinion from.
Whereas the other one was
usual
#1.
difference.
Yeah, so the other got what 93 out of 100. So what's that roughly? Let's just to make it easier. What 4.5 out of 5? Would you
Yep.
say if you were to transfer that to Untapped? Whereas
ratings,
Untapped
yeah.
give it 3.65. So that's almost a whole point difference there, really, isn't it?
Yeah, 20% difference in score if you're looking at home. So it's a big difference, but.
And I would say I was leaning towards more of what the Untapped give, to be honest.
I'd agree with that as well.
I think I preferred the Oktoberfest style beers, Oktoberfest that we had.
And I think the Augustiner Edelstoff, I think as well, for me was a much nicer beer than this one.
Yeah, that scored 68.5. So
we'll see where this matches up to it. But I think for me, flavour on this one, although it's a nice flavour, I think probably similar to the Aroma, there's not a huge amount going on. I'm probably going to give it a 6.9.
6.7 for me. It has got a lot of lingering aftertaste that I don't know. That's sort of that almost piney peppery sort of ness that I don't know if I'm a massive fan of. So yeah, that's what I would give. Yeah.
How much did you pay for this?
I paid £3.20. So from our local bottle shop, Chester Beer and Wine.
Good shout out to those guys.
Yeah, I mean, well, I ordered it at 10 and it come at 11:30. Straight to my house. I mean, obviously, we're going to get free delivery because we live within a 10-15 mile radius, so we're going to get that. But I mean, you can't get better service than that, can you?
You do.
Yeah, obviously yourself not at the time. But when you're back in Chess Vegas, then it's you will get the same service. But yeah, I can't quite. I mean, £3.20.
I don't think that's great value for this beer, to be honest. I think that there's a lot of other beers that we've had. For example, if we think about maybe the Left Hand Giant Hazy Pale,
yes,
which I think was £3.40.
But that was direct from the brewery though, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was, but if we just think more specifically about the cost, £3.40 for an incredible tasting beer packed full of hops, compared to 20p less for this one. And I don't think that this one really gets the score points for me. I'm probably going to have to go for just around 6 on the score. It's not bad, you know. Going and buying an imported premium beer, from an independent bottle shop, which you can't get in supermarkets. I understand you've got to pay a premium for that.
Yes, of course.
However, I just don't think that £3.20 for this is really very good. It's not awful. I wouldn't be storming back into the shop to demand my money back.
No, of course not. No.
But I don't think it's great.
I'd have to agree with you on that. With 6, you know, it's like you say. Well, you pretty much just summed it up. You are going to pay a premium at a bottle shop, but it's not screaming out to me with that I would sort of go back to it because of the price sort of evaluation. Do you know what I mean? So
I suspect with this one, there's actually better commercially easily available lagers that you can get in a big pack from Tesco, Sainsbury's,
yes,
for a lot less. That I'd probably enjoy drinking a lot more.
Yes, I think that's fair. Yes. So let's just get the same 6 for me. Again, agreeing with you. So, but sessionability. I mean, obviously these are built set. I actually find the Oktoberfest beers was more sessionable than this. I know we didn't do their Oktoberfest style, but they were stronger. So this is 5.2%, whereas they were more around the 5.96%, but I actually found them more sessional.
I think personally that long lingering aftertaste, that long sort of biscuity lingering aftertaste for me would mean this isn't that sessionable. I'd probably, if I was out for a day drinking in a pub and it was sunny and I was sat down by the canal, I'd probably have maybe 3 and a half of these, and then think, you know what, I want something different from the next one.
Yeah, it's sort of like, you know, when you're on a night out and then you move on to sort of maybe a bar from a pub, and then you sort of that thing when you go, I can't have any more beer. I feel I'll get like that pretty soon, but I'd have more than, like you say, I think you consider 3.5. I would have 5 of these. I'd be happy with it, and then eventually like that taste would get up on me. But yeah, if it was really hot, I mean, as nice as an ideal as this little setup I've got here next to the wood burner is that, I would have more than 3.5 pints. I think the sort of novelty of it being an export beer might play into that sort of thing. But yeah, I would say 5 for me. I'd go a bit more maybe than yourself. So.
Okay, and I mean it's been a while since we've done one of these, but I'm pretty sure that's it now, isn't it?
It is. So well, obviously we've got to toss up the Oyster Score.
Yeah, so can you ask Winston to calculate it for us? Yeah,
Winston, can you calculate the Oyster Score? He's too busy trying to eat the wood. So you'll have to do the next one.
Here is the Oyster Score for this beer. If you've liked what you've seen today, or you want to find out how this compares to any of our other beers, check out the links down below in the description for all of our other videos and all of our other Oyster Scores. Smash like, hit subscribe, and I think that's pretty much it from us, isn't it?
Hopefully we're in the process of building the website at the moment, so it'll have all the scores on, so you don't have to go and watch every individual video just to get the score. So that'd be really helpful, and just to sort of obviously organise the beers that we've done. But bear with us with this situation. But I hope you like the video. Let us know what you think of this beer if you've had it.
Cheers, guys. Oysters out.
Oysters out.